If you're watching this, you're probably wondering what an enclave or an exclave is. Either that or you're being forced to watch this by the educational system, in which that case I am truly sorry. But me, I'm just naturally curious about this kind of stuff. Like, isn't it cool that sometimes there's a bit of land in one place that seems like it should be in another? I don't know, it's kind of rad. So let's start with an enclave. What is an enclave? Merriam-Webster defines an enclave as a distinct territorial, cultural, or social unit enclosed within or as if within foreign territory. So basically, it's a place completely surrounded by another country. A quick way I like to remember this is that if it's an enclave, it's inside of another country. That's also probably where the name comes from, but that's beside the point. A famous example of this would be the countries of Lesotho and South Africa. Lesotho is completely surrounded by South Africa, meaning it has to rely on South Africa for many of its resources. So in the late 1800s, Lesotho was a British territory. Then comes the early 1900s, and South Africa is creating union, and Britain wants Lesotho to join. Lesotho is like, no, and then yeets out Britain. In other words, they gained formal independence. Another example is the country of San Marino. It's completely surrounded by Italy. According to San Marino is the oldest republic in the world. One of the reasons it has remained independent for so many years is that it's surrounded by mountains, which are historically pretty hard to cross. And of course, Vatican City is also an enclave. Vatican City, like San Marino, is completely surrounded by Italy. It's also the world's smallest country. Now, why is Vatican City a country, you might ask? Because it's the home of the Pope, who is apparently a pretty important religious figure or something. Now, exclaves. Merriam-Webster defines an exclave as a portion of a country separated from the main part and constituting an enclave in respect to the surrounding territory. Basically, it's when a part of one country is in what would usually be another country. One of the biggest exclaves, or actually semi-exclave, which means it also borders water, in the world is Alaska. It's not connected to the US in any way and should probably just be a part of Canada. But maybe I'm biased. Another pretty big semi-exclave is Kaliningrad, Russia. It sits right between Poland and Lithuania and borders the Baltic Sea. I guess, being the largest country in the world, Russia just didn't have enough space. There's also a semi-exclave of Kentucky and Tennessee. I talked about it a bit in my State Shapes video, which I'll link to, and you can watch because I'm power hungry and want the views. It's called either the Kentucky Bend, or the New Madrid Bend, or the Madrid Bend, or the Bessie Bend. All of those make sense to me, except for the Bessie Bend. Is it a southern thing? If you're from the South and know something about calling things Bessie, then please comment because I am confused. The population of the Kentucky Bend as of 2010 was 18 people. I see that it's a booming area. Tennessee wanted to become part of Tennessee, but Kentucky wanted it to stay. Mark Twain wrote about this feud in Life on the Mississippi, where the Darnell and Watsons had different opinions on where their sovereignty lies. In his book, there's a church called Compromise that sits directly on the border. The people that sided with Kentucky sat on the Kentucky side, and the people that sided with Tennessee sat on the Tennessee side. The weird thing is, I don't know if this church ever existed. Some sites say it did, but I looked on Google Maps and I didn't see any evidence of a church. But what happens when you have both? Libya is both an enclave and an exclave of Spain. It's part of Spain, outside of the mainland, and is completely surrounded by France. Also, I went on Google Maps and saw that there was no border telling you've entered another country. Just boom, all of a sudden you're in France, and boom, all of a sudden you're in Spain again. So yeah, there's a little thing about maps and geography and all that stuff. Thanks for watching, bye.